And welcome to an exciting episode of the In-Game Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Evans, your In-Game Boss, a.k.a. your retro activist. And my second chair, the one and only...
Evil of Aku.
Jaron Williams. And my special guest, my seasonal guest, Curtis Scism III.
Hello.
So, we have a jam-packed episode for this episode, and we are just going to get straight to the point. This is our E3 highlight episode. So the first half of the show, we're going to be talking about all the E3s that showed. We're not going to spend too much time on each one. We're just kind of give our own,
kind of a lightning round.
Yeah, our own thoughts about it and everything like that. Maybe some will stay longer because some of them were just short. And just feel like, okay, we got enough out of it. And then the other ones, there was a lot of materials and stuff like that.
Need to be talked about.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So just for people to know, if this is your first time hearing about E3, it's basically a big convention that happens every year around June. It's like Christmas for gamers and all this kind of stuff.
Yes.
And we have Xbox, Ubisoft, Bethesda, Square Enix, and Nintendo. Sony is not in this one. They actually dodged it, but doesn't mean they didn't do anything. So, like, if you look to their YouTubes and stuff, their state of play, there were still games they have announced secretly through the whole thing. And some of those games that got announced at other conference were coming to the PlayStation 2. So you saw trailers for that. So let's go ahead and start out with the big one, Microsoft, the one that was basically their opportunity to take the throne while Sony was away, or if they're going to stay away, we don't know. And so, some of the games that come out, the way we're going to do this, I'm just going to tell you all the games that got announced there, and then we're just going to put our thoughts into that. Does that sound good with you guys?
Go for it.
Okay, this is not in order, what I'm telling you, so don't hold that against me. But we have 12 minutes, Age of Empire 2 Definitive Edition, Battletoads, Blair Witch, Bleeding Edge, Borderlands Commander Lilith, and The Fight for Sanctuary, Borderlands 3, Crossfire X, Cyberpunk 2077, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Dying Light 2, Elden Ring, Forza Horizon 4, Lego Speed Champion Expansion, Gears of War 5 or Gears 5, Gear Pop, Halo Infinite, and then we have a bunch of indie games, kind of like After Party Tab, Good Life, Crosscode. There's a big list. You have to check that out. You just find any site that can tell you that. Lego Star Wars, The Skywalker Saga, Flight Simulator, Microsoft-wise, Minecraft Dungeon, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, and The Outer World, Phantasy Star Online 2, Psychonaut 2, which now Microsoft had bought that studio.
Yeah.
So the studios that did it, what's the name of the studio?
Double Fine.
Double Fine. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Spiritfarer, Tales of Arise, Legend of Right, State of Decay 2, Heartland, that's like an expansion, Wasteland 3, Way of the Woods. And so those are all the ones that got announced. I know it sounds pretty fast, but there's just a lot of stuff. So,
Yes.
Overall thoughts. Well, first of all, did you guys have a chance to watch the whole conference?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So overall thoughts, how did you feel about it, and what are some things that you like and dislike?
Oh, well, okay.
Go ahead.
Let me just jump in feet first.
Yep.
That's why you're my second chair.
12.
I look at you.
12 minutes. I like the thought of it. I'm intrigued. Battletoads, it's Battletoads, we'll see. I like beat 'em ups, but whatever. I like the content in general. Everything there is going to justify Microsoft introducing their Game Pass, their Ultimate Game Pass, because there's a lot of stuff to play. So I give it a. We were talking earlier, 1 to 5, 5 being empty wallet. I give it a 3.5.
Okay. Overall performance, I'm winging around 3, and I'm working on 3. I want to give him 3.5, but I think I have to give him a 3 only because personally, I want him to take a big risk. I really want him to lay it all out on the table, and I feel like that they were still holding back. I wanted the Project Scarlet to be announced. I wanted actual gameplay from the Halo, maybe not a price, but I really wanted more on the table. And I predicted from the last episode that they were going to present the console at the end with a Halo at the end of it.
Do you think they were playing it safe?
I think they were playing it safe.
Considering how it backfired several years ago with the Xbox One, they're probably hang back.
Right. But with Phil Spencer doing it more than 2 years,
yeah,
this is his chance to really make himself stand out. Like, I don't know if Sony's coming back next year, but the thing about it is when Sony came into their stuff, they were games there. They were like, I want to play those.
Yeah.
Yes.
because I feel like they took more risks of this going all out, and there were surprises here. There were some good ones, but there wasn't a shock surprise for me.
Okay.
The Blair Witch, hands down, I thought it was Alan Wake, and I wish it was Alan Wake instead of Blair Witch. I think everybody was thinking that at the time.
That might be a good thing. I mean, imagine if Blair Witch was a Blair Witch game was more like Alan Wake.
You could be right, and that was a Remedy game back in the day, so we don't know what's going on with that.
Oh God, they bought Remedy. No, who knows?
But there was, but I give them credit for getting Phantasy Star Online too. That's a great pick. But the problem is that game has been so long in another country that having it now is like it feels more like it's about time. Yeah. More than like, oh goody. Like if they threw a 3 in there, lost my mind. Lost my mind. But also leaks ruined those moments too. From Elden Ring to Tales of Arise, all that stuff that kind of ruined it a little bit. Overall, the show was good, but it could have been a higher performance if they took more of a risk and just went big with it. I don't even care if Fable didn't even get a video or trailer, but knowing that Fable's on the way would have been a big highlight for that show to me. The Gears 5 was a missed opportunity because you didn't get any gameplay really. True. You got a big show going into a zone of a trailer, and that was like that feels like
if they're not going to present gameplay, you're right. More risk. Throw stuff out.
And the only reason I mentioned Gears 5 is because it's around the corner. So like that's the stuff you should be like pushing.
Yes.
Really, really pushing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Sea of Thieves. Okay, cool. It's coming back, but
I do agree with you. 12 minutes is good. Battletoads. The problem with Battletoads to me, I feel like it's too soft. Like Battletoads to me is supposed to be like gross and grungy and a little bloody and just fun and all this. Like when I saw it, it looks like it's cute.
Yeah,
it's very cartoony.
It looks like a cheap Nickelodeon. Like they made that real quick, or
it
like
does.
Thundercats Roar, that really crappy animated cartoon. Sorry for fans of Thundercats Roar, but OG Thundercats for life.
Right.
But yeah, it could have been great. The reason I loved Battletoads and Battletoads on Super Nintendo and Battletoads Double Dragon was because even with the graphics, you could tell it was just in your face, smash mouth brawling.
Now, I'll leave my last thing before I go let Curtis. The one that annoyed the hell out of me, and I know I'm going to get a lot of haters out there hating on me, and you have the right to, but the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I think is a wasteful idea.
You need to show what I'm disappointed in is the last time Microsoft exclusively had the rights to Dragon Ball, we got Dragon Ball Connect.
Yeah, that's right.
Go onto YouTube, type in go onto YouTube, Angry Joe, Dragon Ball Connect, fucking Rage Fest.
Right.
I mean, I am so nervous. I was like, show me some gameplay. Do what the Star Wars Fallen Jedi did. Show me the guy playing. Okay, you guys have learned something. This is a cinematic. Oh, it looks pretty. It looks polished, but I haven't seen gameplay.
Well, this is the thing about like, well, I don't need to see gameplay for me because I know what is going to happen. Yeah. And that's the problem with this. Like, we keep rehashing this Dragon Ball Z game of a story that already exists. You want to surprise me? Make up a saga.
Yeah.
Make up a new saga for Kakarot to go through. It don't have to be canon. Just make up a new story in RPG. How are you going to do an RPG and you already know you're going to win?
Well, they already did.
And Vegeta are going to come. Are you going to lose to them? No.
And they already did that with Xenosaga, which was the time hopping.
Yeah, the Xenoverse.
But you're still rehashing the
same story. You're still rehashing the story, but you're at least throwing somewhat of a loop into it. But this is just a straight retelling.
Right.
I wanted to go on Twitter saying, "Oh, good, it's Legacy of Goku HD."
Right. Honestly, it would have been great. Maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. 10 years ago. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's something. This is.
If Super can make up new sagas to continue, you could make up a brand new story and not make it canon and just have fun with it.
I mean, I'll put it this way: Sony's Spider-Man or Sony's Marvel Spider-Man that came out last year. Totally non-canon and took a little bit from every bit of the universe.
Took all the best parts.
Story. Yes, fun story. It was fun. It was great to play. Same with Arkham City, Arkham Asylum. Just, you don't have to stay canon. In fact, being a slave to canon will drown you.
But I don't blame Microsoft for it. I just have a thing about this game got announced and that annoyed the shit out of me. And so
it was a wasted slot.
Right. And so, but with that, I am excited for Elden Ring. That's, I'm a big Dark Souls fan. I'm curious. I'm not so much with George R.R. Martin. I don't really care.
Okay.
But Dark Souls is always, it's funny. It's like he might be due to writing, but like Dark Souls is already in that era of knights and gritty and all that kind of stuff. So like, I don't know what's going on with that.
I mean, it says open world RPG. I don't know. The last time I heard a big name attached to a game was what, Steven Spielberg, Boombox. Yeah, and where is it now? Exactly.
Right.
Nobody cares.
There was that one game, Homefront, where one of the writers that do
what was it, Red Dawn?
Yeah, Red Dawn, that was part of it. But you're right. Where are they now? Exactly.
Yeah, it had a crappy sequel, and
And it also sucks, and I know I need to give it to Curtis. It sucks that Keanu Reeves, he was on there, but the fact that Keanu Reeves, people saying that's the biggest highlight. And it's like, Keanu Reeves was the biggest highlight? That sucks. If that has to be your biggest highlight to take out of it. Yeah. Even though, we already know Cyberpunk is awesome.
Yeah, and it's not even
Keanu Reeves
is
it's the icing on the cake.
It's not an exclusive.
Yeah. If Keanu Reeves came with the Xbox exclusive, people would lose their minds. But that's not happening. Curtis, your thoughts?
So you gave it a middle of the road score. I think they whiffed. I think this was the time where you needed to step on the jugular.
You're saying they should have took a risk, like I was saying?
Take a risk.
Yeah, go big or go home.
You know what,
Sony? You want to sit out like a little bitch? We're going to step on your jugular.
Right.
Now, this is why you need to buy Xbox.
Right. And they didn't pull it off.
No. Okay. No, it just felt underwhelming.
There was a lot of third parties more than first parties.
Yes.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't know. They didn't even tease us saying, hey, don't worry. Like George R.R. Martin, say the dragons are coming. They didn't even do that.
Right.
So,
but
your wallet's staying closed then.
Yeah.
Right.
0 out of 5.
It is sad, though, that some of those games that were announced last year didn't make an appearance again. Like, there was supposed to be expansion for Cuphead. That didn't get talked to.
Nope.
There was a bunch of other games they were talked about last year, just didn't show up this year.
I mean, hell, even if they had gone into, and I know we'll touch on the consequences of it later, but even if they'd gone into their growing relationship with Nintendo,
people were rumors that Miyamoto was going to be on that stage. Rumor has it
that would have been a hell of a highlight.
People would never saw that coming.
But real quick disclaimer: I'm a Sony guy, so my opinion's a little biased. But I want to be spoken to. Like, why do I have a Sony? Man, look at this. Look at what's on screen. Look what Microsoft is bringing. Look at the heat it's bringing. I did not feel that these are a lot of third-party games.
But their Game Pass is looking even more phenomenal.
Yeah, Game Pass Ultimate, especially that deal, $1 and convert it over.
Yeah. That is a really, really, really good deal. That was that was one of the big highlights for me.
Like, I'm gonna have to check it out.
And it's coming for PC. That's awesome.
Exactly, it's all in one package.
Right, and that's the part that I think that's where it hurts. When you say it's for Microsoft and PC, it's more like, well, I don't need to get the console if it's all coming to me.
Yeah.
But I think that's what Microsoft is counting on. They're like, we got the Xbox, the place to play. You want to do it simple, but we also know there are PC gamers out there. So you know what? We got you, fam. Yeah. Here you go. Right. We don't care where you play our stuff, just that you play our stuff.
Right. But the crossplay is going to be awesome. That you could probably take the PC cloud base and play it on and finish it off on Xbox One. So that's really cool.
And that's where I'm going to be doing my Phantasy Star Online too. It's not going to be an Xbox.
So last question before we move on: should Xbox showed more games coming out for the future, or do you think it was safe for them to just show, here's Halo coming, here's a little teaser, we'll save more for next year?
I don't know. I mean, I'll put it this way. I'm of one mind of you should show something, but at the same time, people will get tired if you don't show gameplay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think, but what they're doing right now, they hit us with something. Tease us, whet our appetites, tease us with something.
Okay.
I would rather you show too much than nothing at all.
Okay, Curtis, any last words, buddy?
Nope, that's about it.
Okay, so let's go into Bethesda. They were the next ones up, and the games they announced on there was Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls.
The rest of it?
Yeah, we'll get to that. Elder Scrolls Blade. I got something to say about that. Ghost Rider Tokyo. Elder Scrolls Online, more expansions. Where else? No, it's not where else. Elsewhere. That's what it is. I got that upset. Commander King. I know, right? I said the exact opposite thing, right? Right? Commander King, Wolfenstein Young Blood, new Arcane Studios game from Paris called Deathloop, Orion Streaming Tech, which I don't even want to talk about that. Yeah. Like you look that up, what you think that is. I don't even know enough to talk about. And Doom Eternal. That was their big highlights off of that one. Thoughts about Bethesda. Curtis, we'll start you first, buddy. What do you think overall Bethesda?
That first 5 minutes was just painful. It was just an apology tour about Fallout 7.
You sure about that? I didn't hear him say I'm sorry at all.
No.
That was the first thing I wanted to hear.
I mean, he did, but he didn't. It was like one
No,
of those,
I want the exact words.
it was a YouTube apology.
I want to hear my bad, my fuck up, or I'm sorry. Those three I'll accept. Go on. I'm sorry, Curtis.
The
Harsh
first
language,
5
by the way,
minutes,
folks.
The first 5 minutes was the fallout of Fallout 76. It was just, my gosh.
But there's some diehard fans, man. Bethesda fans are diehards, man. Good for them.
Or they got a huge dev team they brought out to E3.
That's true, too. They were all in orange on the side. Gotcha.
And the video about the different people, all the walks of lives loving Bethesda. It's like, oh,
that was their
man.
theme. That was their theme of,
They're trying to low key say, hey, gamers, let's be more inclusive, and I understand, I commend that, and yes, gamers should be more inclusive, but don't make it so obvious. Holy hell, you can have the message, but don't hit me over the head with it.
But yeah, it was just like, we're gonna tell you about all these things that should have been there on release date. It's like, God, you guys are terrible.
I hate the fact that I was one of the first round people that got to play Fallout 76, and I stuck with it for about a couple of months, explored everything. I paid money. I said I'm going to get something out of this, and so I play with. I say,
laughing.
right? No, you have the right to laugh. Like, I had to do something, and that's bad. I had to say I have to make it fun. I have to make it fun. And that sucks. It does.
Yeah.
A sense of pride and accomplishment.
Well, but this is the thing. It's universal to me in gaming is that if you have enough friends that play with you, you can get through any terrible game, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, because you're all suffering together, and that's what happened with 76. I have friends that play with me, and we got through it.
Misery loves company.
Yeah, so there you go. But the fact that I hate that there's announcements of stuff that is being fixed, or something that should have been at the beginning. That's an annoying announcement for me, and I wish that was something that was on the side, not on stage to announce.
Yeah.
It did not need to be announced like that, and it to me is like, we should just celebrate? Like, people were yelling that we got NPCs, and I was like, why are we celebrating this? That's not fair. That's not right.
I mean,
and I cannot
be positive. At least it shows they listened.
They listened because their backs were behind at the walls, man.
What's funny is you bring that up. Half of me applauds that because it takes a lot for you to They did not admit. They did not admit. They addressed things. I mean,
yes. So polish that turd.
But 3/4 of me was just like, my gosh, you guys are. I can't watch.
I guess because like Phil Spencer, when he first came on stage back in the day, he went up and just straight up. You could tell he was sincere of like that thing from last year.
Yeah,
I take responsibility of that coming in, even though I wasn't part of it. But we want to make problems. This is for the gamers, for you gamers, and even if you don't like the show, he still was looking out for the gamers.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that with Todd. I'm not getting with Todd. Yeah. And Todd was talking about like, yeah, he admits that he kind of admits that we messed up and everything but he's saying like you guys are the one that made it awesome. And it's like, you're right, we made it awesome. What are you gonna do about that? Like, fix that. Like, why are we making the game fun?
And it's glossing over a lot of other things. Oh, the canvas gate. Canvas bag gate, the bugs, the ridiculous amount of bugs.
Now
using the same damn engine since what, Fallout 3?
Give or take, yeah. But I will say this: I guess it's better than nothing. Him coming out to it, I guess it's better than nothing. I think people would be more upset if they didn't address it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he should use some of his high-powered salary and buy a personality. He suffered from. I'm sorry, half those presenters had no personality, and it's like if I weren't looking forward to the games they were announcing, I would have fallen asleep.
Right. Right.
So maybe if he had a little bit more personality, he could have. He would have been better at polishing that turd.
But not picking on just Fallout 76. I think the show overall was pretty good. There were some mystery games, Ghostwire from the from Tanglework, the people that did Evil Within.
Yeah. I'm eager to see some details on that.
I'm curious about that game.
You know the developer. I mean, that guy, Resident Evil. Look, check out his resume, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I expect it's going to be something good.
And the presenter who came out, she's his protege.
Yeah.
And the fact that she has that enthusiasm for this game is like, all right, cool. At least if you believe in what you're selling, I'm more likely to buy in.
Mm-hmm. But I know what Bethesda's these are crowds that are sticking with them to the end, because some of these games are supposed to be longevity. Stick with them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now Deathloop, that was probably the biggest one that stand out the most. Now Ghostwire did, but the problem is with Ghostwire is you got more of a teaser.
Yeah.
With Deathloop, you kind of got an idea. I'm still confused of what it is. It's like, you got
a bit of an elevator pitch.
Yeah, it's like an adventure, but like it's you against another person, and I don't know how that's going to work, because that trailer at the very beginning made me fool. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see these two characters, and I love the kind of the old 70s kind of feel to it and everything. I thought that was really cool. So I'll be keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, it's something I hope that they don't screw up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of the. I'm at the level of hype. Not like, oh my god, I'm going to get it. It's like, hope they don't screw this up.
Right. So, but there's other games. One of my highlights I'll be talking about from the second half, but Wolfenstein Youngblood. That's up my alley. I'm hyped for that. And Doom Eternal, I'm looking out for that. I like the Doom 2016. Yeah. Even though you got to get used to not reloading your gun, so it's just it's just fast paced shooting and stuff like that. But overall, I thought it was okay. Not the best Bethesda.
No,
not the best, but
and so a lot of the other folks out there who were reacting and everything like that, they were complaining. Oh, what's all these mobile games like? Yeah, because they're games too. There's an audience for those as well. I mean, I'm not a mobile game. I'm not going to play any of these games mobile that goes to Switch. But there is a place for those. They're announcing all of their games.
Well, the people that complain about it are ones that are not part of that group. And,
exactly.
And they need to look at those numbers and like, look, if they're saying, and by the way, with Spencer and Todd, I think they were far stretching about like, we have over 1 million people. Like, calm down, buddy. Calm down. You got a lot, but calm down, okay? Because you're saying 1 million people are playing Fallout 76. Like, yeah, let's do the math there, buddy. You might be. And you know what? Shout out to anybody that's getting Fallout 76 right now. I hope you enjoy the hell out of that game now, because you're getting the full game now.
Yeah, the game came out full price. Then by the end of last year was like $20, and now it's back up to like $40.
Yeah. So if you guys are Fallout fans, I say go ahead and jump now for it. If you guys, for the people that were left. I don't know if you want to come back. I'm not coming back. I already invested and I already traded the game in.
You guys are getting the No Man's Sky treatment.
Right.
Which I will say, special shout out to Hello Games. They're still supporting No Man's Sky.
They got to, man. They got to. Let's go to Ubisoft. It is funny, that conversation. Everybody say Ubisoft. It was just funny to hear that back and forth. Games that came out of that one. Well, of course, you heard about Rainbow Six Siege, more expansions of that, Division, Brawlhalla, and For Honor. But we have Gods and Monsters, Just Dance 2020, Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Quarantine, Tom Clancy Elite Squad, Tom Clancy, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Roller Champions, Watchdog Legions. So those are your biggest highlights that happened there. For me, I think it's the weakest Ubisoft I ever seen so far. And their stuff has been mediocre.
I'd say weak to average. It felt very average to me.
I mean,
average,
but but they still brought at least 1 or 2 games I would still want to play.
Yeah, but wasn't it weird at the beginning that you got a symphony of Assassin's Creed, but then that's it?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, though.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but keep in mind they did mention with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and or Origins and Odyssey, they're going to be doing 1 year on, 1 year off.
Yeah, doesn't mean a teaser can't be shown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For like a 2020.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So, you don't, like I said, a teaser. You don't have to give me a trailer or anything like that.
I mean, but is your disappointment coming from a place of missed opportunities because of expectations, or just what they presented?
What they presented, because the fact that this was heavy Tom Clancy stuff, with the fact that Splinter Cell rumor so Splinter Cell's not coming.
No, he's going to be mobile.
My Beyond Good and Evil, which I'm not mad it didn't show up, because I want them to take their time and show it when it's ready, because that's like, I'm a big Beyond Good and Evil fan. So
game is good.
Yeah. But I guess I wanted some more diamonds in the, not diamond in the rough, but more surprise factor. Like Gods and Monsters was the one that hyped me up. Too bad there wasn't enough time. Yeah, because that was like, that's something I want to see more. And for people that didn't see it, it looks like a little chip off the Breath of the Wild block.
Yeah, for people who got to play play a bit of it or see more video of it, they say it is totally Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So
but
not a bad thing.
No, not at all. But of course, you saw 2020 Just Dance. Shout out to them. No, shout out to Just Dance. I ain't mad at them.
Keeping the wheel alive.
I know that, and people are still playing it. Good for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, you gotta have that. You gotta have that old folks home moving somehow.
Right. But the one that got me is the Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Quarantine, because right out the first trailer, like at the very beginning, thought it was Zombie 2. Hands down, thought it was Zombie 2. I was like, oh, they're gonna try zombies again. All right, let's see what they do this time.
Yeah.
And then nope.
It looks interesting. I will rate for a review.
But also too, I thought that since they made a special screening for Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I didn't think they were going to spend too much time with it in this one. I thought it was going to be like, here it is and go.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe that would have been moved for another extra something in there. But I guess because like the last couple of years we got a lot of like interesting like game arts, like Rayman, Child Alive, Vagrant Hearts, like those kind of special games. I didn't get those special moments on those stage. But overall Roller Champion looks good, but the Watchdog Legions looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'm hyped for that. Like anybody could be anybody if that's true.
Yeah.
If
I hope
that's
they're not pulling
true.
another Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Where it looks this good, way up here, and then when it comes out is
you know it's gonna be here. Get that out of your head.
I'm really hoping with all the talk about all the bullshot, that's BULLSHOT, that they Ubisoft catches on. But
yeah,
going back to Roller Champions, they're trying to take Rocket League's crown. They're trying to actually make that the next big
That's a
esport.
game I really just have to like play, because I don't think I understand until I play it, kind of thing, kind of like Rocket League. Like I don't understand it until I play it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I will say, as a recovering Rocket Leagueaholic, it once you get the fundamentals down and you start going online and playing that, it is hard to stop. It is just really addicting.
Right.
So,
Curtis, anything else on that?
No.
Okay.
all right. I will say, playing the prospect of playing as an elderly woman hacker. Just the way the animation was climbing over barriers.
That was the funniest thing.
I was like, I'm sorry, you better keep that in there. That is just so different.
I'm hyped for what other surprise factors, like who else can you get?
Exactly. You know what? I want to say, let's make one of the members of DedSec, someone who's in a wheelchair or who's handicapped and physically.
They
handicapped.
said like at the end, you can form gangs. There's like little sets you can join and stuff like that. I just think it's gonna be cool only because like, if you play it and Curtis play it, we're all gonna have different experiences depending who we decide to pick in our groups, and just like how was your character like in a certain way. That's what I'm hype about.
It's like, man, I went through like 8 people before I got the hang of it. My gang is almost dead.
Right.
It's a whole new generation of people.
Okay, so let's get into our next one, and that will be Square Enix. And Square Enix got the slot of the PlayStation slot on I think it was Monday. And so this is a bit of a small one, but the ones they announced was Dragon Quest S, the Switch Edition, Definitive Edition, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Dying Light 2, which they're basically publishing for this one. So you saw it on the Xbox One too. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, hold your applause, Curtis. Final Fantasy 8 Remastered. Not remake, remastered.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers, that's an expansion. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Kingdom Hearts Remine, Last Remnants Remastered, which by the time you're hearing this is already out. You can play it right now. And Marvel's Avengers and Oninaki, the same developers that did I Am Sora and Lost Sphere. And so
okay.
Yeah. So, Curtis, let's go ahead and slide it to you. Other than Final Fantasy VII, how did you feel overall about Square Enix?
I felt very good. Square Enix definitely did the formula of just game after game after game after game. I know it's important in E3 having a person talk on stage, having a presenter, but sometimes you just need that. Show me what you got. Show me. Okay, move on. Show me what you got. I might get Dragon Quest again for the Switch.
You're gonna
You just need to get a Switch in general and then go from there.
Don't even front. Stop. Don't even front. You're gonna get a Switch. You're gonna get this game. You're probably gonna, buy it twice on principle. I don't know. And get Collection of Mana with it. I don't know.
I know. Hold your applause on that. Anyways, okay. But for me, I feel like it's just there. Games we already heard about.
Yeah.
Games already know about. I think the main thing was, what if Final Fantasy VII had to offer? Because if you took that away, it'd be like, it's there. You know what I mean? And so, what about you, Drawn?
Well, I already knew I was going to buy Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition. That's why I haven't bought it for the PS4 yet. Builders 2, I think my wife would like that. Dying Light 2, I'm not down for it. Final Fantasy 8 Remastered, I'm going to end up buying that for my wife.
Yeah.
She loves 8. 8 is her 7.
Okay.
So
I think everybody has their own 7.
I feel so validated because our last episode of the Gaming Hall of Rivalries, we addressed like why 8 hasn't gotten a remix. It's been almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I feel so happy for people who love Final Fantasy 8. Like, here you go, guys.
I think part of it was like they had to work out some licensing crap, but I'm glad they actually fixed those busted ass.
I'm a little disappointed about 8, only because if Final Fantasy 7 didn't have to go through the development hell of they're getting their remake, I think 8 deserves a remake. Hell, I think I think 8 and 9 deserve a remake.
What's sad about 8 too is 9 got re-released before 8 did. On the
8 is the black sheep of the PlayStation era.
I will say, I played 8. I got all the way to like the last like 5 hours of the story, and then I said, "Screw this, I'm done." I don't like the draw system. I don't like the junction system, and Squall is a wet blanket. Like, he is a living wet blanket. Cloud has the mystery.
I feel maybe also too the difference is like with 7 and 9, the characters look a little more whimsical. Everybody stand out a little more. 8 just felt like just
very
a bunch of people.
High schoolers with swords and guns.
Yeah, no, there was no weird character out of there. And that's what Final Fantasy is known for. Like, here's a couple guys, but then who the hell are you? You know, kind of thing.
Exactly. I mean, they didn't have a single weird... Even 9 had the weird Gormond, the giant that ate everything. And Vivi, you know...
7 had Red 13.
I'll put it this way. 8 did not have characters you'd want plushies of, unless they were the summons.
Now, Curtis, I know Final Fantasy is going to be in the second half of the talk and everything like that, but just for...
I'll hold off,
Yeah, but it does have a date. It's supposed to be March 30th. 30th or 3rd? March 3rd, 2019, which I am making a bet that will get...
2020.
2020. Thank you. 19
March 3rd, 2020.
2020. I am making a bet that will get delayed.
Ooh.
I am making a bet. Right now.
On what grounds? Like, delayed because there's too much they still got to fit in there? I don't know.
I think something's going to happen. I think something's going to happen and they're going to delay it back.
I don't know. With their pattern, like, how many times did they delay Kingdom Hearts 3? Like, maybe. All right.
I'll bet. I will wager, if I can find it, if anyone goes against me, I will get them an amiibo of Cloud.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna abstain from the wager because
Curtis, you want to go on me?
Yeah,
I will get.
Okay.
Okay. Vice versa. I will get you an amiibo of your choice.
Okay.
I will try to my best.
Okay.
Shulk. Go find Shulk.
Boom. Already got it.
Damn.
Okay.
Man.
All right. So that's my bet. So the bet is if it gets delayed, you get me amiibo. If it comes out on that day, you can come over and show me the game, and I will give you that amiibo of Cloud, whatever one I can find. Yeah. So
it's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Actually, maybe the Castlevania. I would like the Belmont.
Ooh, yeah.
I like the Belmont.
I'm pre-ordering Simon and Richter. I'm just saying.
Right. And so, but overall, I don't know. I just wanted more surprise. Like, what about Parasite Eve? You know, what about that game?
That would be a great IP to bring back. I think the last one was Third Birthday on the PSP, and that didn't even get enough, love.
Well, that's another thing too. Like, I was discussing with
Remaster 'em.
I was discussing with my friends. I'm like, here we are getting Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. We're getting Last Remnants again. I don't even know who asked for that. And of course, we forgot Marvel's Avengers. We'll talk about this in a second.
Oh God!
We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. But here I am, want some goddamn Radiata story love, and we're not even getting that. But Star Ocean gets a remaster of a remaster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's garbage, man. That makes me mad. Like, dig deep, guys. There is a Radiata fans out there.
Oh man. Or get
Radiata campaign 2021.
Bushido Blade. Bring Bushido Blade back.
Did Square touch that? I thought.
Yes.
I didn't know it was
Square's
Square.
game.
I thought it was Sony in-house. Okay.
No, that was Square's game. Bushido Blade 1 and 2.
Okay.
I would fall over. They brought Bushido Blade back.
The one they needed to announce was the bouncer too.
Oh, God. There shouldn't have been a bouncer 1. I own the bouncer, and there shouldn't have been a bouncer. It was like ideas. Let's just get high and put ideas down on a paper.
It was a game launch. They just need to throw something out
They
there.
need to say, hey, this is what the PS2 can do. It's pretty.
Right. But Marvel Avengers, before we close out of this one, Marvel Avengers, I feel like it's, to me personally, I think some people like to hype up. I think it's actually mixed. But to me, I feel like it's a little too late. That should have been something that should have came before Endgame to hype people up. I'm not really a fan of the designs. I'm not a big fan of it's a one single player switching people around. Like Marvel Alliance 3 is looking more interesting to me than this one.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I'll let you go first.
It looks like a PS2 game. I'm
Okay.
sorry. The face modeling's just bugged me. Might be I'm too used to Robert Downey Jr.'s handsome face on Tony Stark.
It's crazy. It's from the same studio that did Tomb Raider
But yeah, it's just like what did you
and Hitman.
What did
So,
you guys?
like,
what
what's going
happened
on?
between these projects?
Exactly.
Or did you have your interns work on this? It's okay.
I'm sorry. I found there was a meme this week on from Spaceballs where it's like, you idiots, those are their stunt double. I'm sorry. The face, exactly. You brought up a very good point though. Tomb Raider, that looked beautiful.
Yeah.
And they did Deus Ex. And I love Deus Ex.
Exactly. And it's like, what is this? I understand if you couldn't get the likenesses of the actors and actresses, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you know what? No Hawkeye. And I think it is going to be multiple players. I'm not sure though.
You think it'll be co-op, local co-op, or online?
I don't know. They would have to do something special because otherwise, save your money, get Ultimate Alliance.
Now, Outrider, from the people that fly, those are the same people that did a Bulletstorm.
Yeah.
And they did one of the handhelds for God of War and stuff. I like them. Too bad that Outriders didn't show more. It's supposed to be a dark cooperative shooter, so like I'm holding back. I don't want to be too disappointed.
Okay.
And so hopefully that will work out. And then of course, for people that don't know, Octopath Traveler is now on PC. So that's awesome for people that want to get their hands on it. I'm still gonna probably get it for the Switch.
Yeah.
That's a game to me I would like to play on the go more.
I might try and start that this weekend.
Okay. All right. And lastly, we have Nintendo that closed out. And the games they have mentioned, of course, is Super Smash Brothers DLC. First off was Dragon Quest. So you got the main character. What's the main character's name?
The Luminary.
That's his name?
Well, you name the character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But one of the things is those characters can switch from I believe is from the third one, 8 and
9.
5.
Five.
No. 5 is the one with the hoodie. 6 is 4. It's 4.
It's
Okay.
4, 8, 9, and 11, I think.
9, maybe. You might be right. I know their special is all of them come together. Like their ultimate, they all come together. You see the little kid from 7 in there.
Yeah.
So regardless, it's Dragon Quest characters, more swords people. Luigi mentioned 3. Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance Tactics. I guess that's Dark Crystal is returning on Netflix. Legend of Zelda: Link Awakening, Trial of Mana, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Resident Evil 5 and 6, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt Complete Edition, No More Heroes 3, Contra Rogue Corps, Daemon X Machina, Panzer Dragoon, Pokemon Sword and Shield, of course. They had their own conference. Astral Chain, Empire of Sin, Cadence of Hyrule. Those are the same people that did Crypt of the Necrodancer, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics game Tokyo 2020, Animal Crossing New Horizon that actually got delayed to 2020 now, March 20th. That's where I got the date confused. Legend of and then they're ending Breath of the Wild sequel. And then that follows by Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order you saw, Dead by Daylight, Stranger Things 3, Spyro, the trilogy is coming on there, Super Lucky Tales is coming on there.
Yay.
I'm going to give it a try. Ni no Kuni remake.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, cool.
Cool. Aliens Isolation. If you're a Hollow Knight fan, you're getting the sequel to that. Of course, you know about Gauntlet. Gauntlet's coming on there. Wolfenstein Youngblood, Doom Eternal, and then Old Scroll Blades. So, how do we feel? I honestly, and maybe, I don't care if people think I'm biased, I think overall, like, Nintendo had the best show to me.
As a Sony guy, it just felt like warm and fuzzy. It just felt good to watch and listen to.
Yeah.
Having, what is it, weekly that they do a display or a status?
Are you talking about, wait,
Nintendo Direct?
Direct is almost every 3 or 4 months.
Yes, quarterly.
Yeah.
I don't know, when you have that much frequency with your audience and your you have that much presentation room, you're gonna knock it out of the park when you're put. This just felt like another Nintendo Direct. Like, we've been doing this all year, guys.
Yeah,
and it just like we know what to do.
But I think they did a good job, like getting some of the stuff out of the way. Like, yes, Pokemon showed, but they showed a lot of other Pokemon, so Pokemon went by really quick. Like, they look like they got rid of a lot of stuff, so they make room for all these other surprises and everything like that.
And that's why they do the Direct. I mean, the Direct, they already covered Marvel Ultimate Alliance. They already covered Pokemon. They covered, they teased Animal Crossing. They fought. So the idea of them doing Directs, and it's why Sony's doing their State of Plays now, is because you don't have to rush yourself.
Oh, and I forgot the Banjo-Kazooie got announced for the Smash Brothers also.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a cool surprise for people.
Yeah, and I love how they even trolled the characters.
That was good with the Dog Hunt dog.
Yeah,
so good, so good.
We already have an animal with a bird.
That was good. That was really good. But overall, man, I thought they did a little bit of everything. I think if you're a Switch owner, I think you're getting a lot of great stuff coming.
This is your
especially September. There's a lot of games coming out in September from the Switch.
Yeah, if you look at a graph of all the games that's coming out on Nintendo Switch, it is gargantuan. It is overwhelming.
Right. And then you were mentioning Trial of Mana. That's awesome that they're doing a remake of that, but also you can get all three right now.
Yes.
On there. Of course, you're not getting the remake of Secret of Mana. You're just getting the original and 2 and 3.
Well, if you've heard the remake, you're not missing anything.
That's what I heard, too. I heard it's just voice acting, which, yeah. Anyways, but Fire Emblem Three House, I mean, they did already like an E3 dedicated to that, but are you more hyped now still?
Yeah, especially after I watched some of the Treehouse footage of it as well. I went into how you interact. It's going deeper. You're doing the tactical battles, but it's going deeper. Everything is voiced. They are actually... I am excited, and I can hardly contain myself. You can hear it in my voice.
What? There's one thing that did get me. What a waste of time to me to do a trailer of two kids going into this haunted house to play this game on the Switch, which should mislead me. That I was like, oh, this is going to be something cool to give us Resident Evil 5 and 6. And it's like, why did you waste so much effort on that? Like, I was expecting like a new horror game or something, or maybe a special Resident Evil dedicated to the Switch. Honestly, 2. If the 2 remake made it on there, that would have been banging off the charts. But like 5 and 6, like, I guess you want to finish the set, but like, I don't think people really cared about 5, especially no one cared about 6.
I had fun with 5. Have yet to play 30 minutes beyond 6.
Oh, 6 is so bad to me.
I think that's when they ran out of. There's a reason they reset everything in 7. It seems
right. But Witcher 3, I might dip in that, so I might like double dip on that, only because I just want to see how well it runs on there.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I mean, we know
that's
it's
a big
possible.
game, Jaron.
It's 32 gig cart. They actually are putting the whole game, not a download.
Right.
The whole game.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah. No, that is very. If this goes right, then there's no excuse for any other company to not put all their shit on one cart, not do this Spyro thing,
right?
Put the cart in and get half of Bayonetta and then you download. No, put the whole thing on there.
Right.
No excuses.
Right. Now, I'm not weighing my thoughts. I don't think Cyberpunk is going to be ever on that thing. I don't think that's too much for it.
No, but Nintendo, the whole presentation showed Nintendo is confident enough in its own properties and what it's bringing to the table that it doesn't need Cyberpunk 2077.
Right.
It doesn't need all these huge tentpole, gruff games. It's got the fun factor. That's what Nintendo has always had. The games are fun.
Now, isn't it crazy that Contra just came out of nowhere? That's a surprise I'm talking about. Yes, and
you had just mentioned for our preview of I'm paraphrasing Jaron. I want Nintendo to dust off an old IP. Just dust it off. And when I was watching this, oh my god, son of a bitch.
Right.
Technically, they did it twice with Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah, that was a big surprise.
Here you go.
Do you think that's going to be exclusive, or do you think that's going to be on the other consoles too? Panzer Dragoon and Contra Rogue Corps. Contra was looking a little rough, though. I hope they polish that up, because this is September 24th. Like, yeah, y'all better polish it up a little bit. It look a little rough.
I mean, I'm still gonna play. 4-player local or online.
I'll still play it. I'm just saying it's a little rough.
Yeah, and Panzer Dragoon, both of those games, even if they're not the prettiest, it's as long as the gameplay.
Panzer Dragoon looks good.
Yeah,
that looks pretty.
Like I almost threw my Sega Saturn copy out the window after I saw that.
Oh wow!
I was like, get the hell out of here!
Right,
right. But that gives me hope that they are saying, okay, well, let's go ahead and get 2. Okay, let's go ahead and hold hands with Microsoft more and get Orta on here. Oh, you know what? Screw it. We're going to rebuild Saga. Now that's
Saga. That's a big
that's
step.
shooting for the moon. They lost the master, the source for that, but that's shooting for the moon. But yeah, so that's Nintendo is confident in what it can bring to the table.
But they already showed it last year. Damon X Machina. That's the one I was hyped for. So
and I heard the play was much better than the demo. Like they tightened up a lot.
Yeah. So I'm excited. That's coming out in September. I actually just started playing Crypt of the Necrodancer just so I can get kind of used to it. Yeah. Man, that game is tough.
I'm going to grab it when I go home because it's on sale for about $3.
That's what I bought it. I have it on both. I have it on PS4 and that. Let me tell you, you're gonna be pressing that button a lot in a pattern.
Yeah. I mean, hey, keep that beat. But
it's 2-player co-op. Maybe we can see if it's online. Maybe we can group up together.
Yeah. I'll have to not suck at it, but sure, yeah.
Dude, I'm on the same boat with you, man. I'm a dancer, but I have problems with rhythm games. Anyways, overall, before we take a break, final thoughts. What do you think had the best show in your best show presentation? Whatever. Overall thoughts. I'm gonna go Nintendo only because I thought they did overall just a full package. I know it's not catered to everybody. Some people don't like some of those Nintendo games and everything, but I think just the conference alone with what they have shown, I feel like they showed a little bit of everything. There was a surprise factor. There was no leaks with them or anything like that. If you are a Nintendo fan or a Switch owner, I feel like they gave you a really good package compared to the other ones.
First I did forget to give my one scale of 5 for Square. Square is going to be a 4.
Oh, wow.
It's a 4 only because of the potential of a couple of big announcement titles. Obviously, Remake and some things like that.
Okay.
But Nintendo, I'm going to have to agree with you. Nintendo, they had the best presentation, which wasn't even at E3. It was a direct.
Yeah.
The best presentation. They dropped. It was one of those, they may not have given you everything you wanted, but they gave you things you didn't know you needed until you got it. So there's that. The fact that they just ghost drop, ninja drop games. Like, oh, by the way, looks cool, huh? You can buy it later today. That kind of stuff. I love that.
I love those stealth drops.
Yeah, it's like, hey, guess what? Oh, there you go. The fact that I can name at least 4 games that I will end up picking up from that presentation. I will probably end up picking up all of them over a certain period of time, but just the fact that there are at least 4 of them I'm picking up at launch.
Okay.
It's the excitement. They got you excitement. So they get a 5 out of 5. My wallet's bleeding.
Okay. Curtis.
Square Enix for me, personally. Nintendo, very fun to watch. Very warm and fuzzies.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to get more deeper into some of the games that stand out to us and why did they stand out to us. We'll be right back. Hey, thank you so much for listening to this episode as part of the In-Game Boss program, a network of gaming and other variety shows. And remember, you can find all these shows on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. All you have to do is just follow and subscribe and enjoy all our other variety shows, like the In-Game Boss podcast, When Jeremy Met Nom and Finally Do a Movie podcast, Bond Never Dies, In the Cabinet Sessions. So thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of the show. And welcome back to the In-Game Boss podcast. I'm Jeremy Evans along with Jaron Williams and Curtis Scism. All right, so guys, we already got through the E3 talks, put our opinions out there, but now it's really the most important thing about E3 is what games stand out to us. So this is this open table. We're just going to have fun and sit back. I'll go ahead and start out first. Tale of Arise. I'm a huge Tales fan. I've been a Tales fan since Symphonia and went all the way back to Eternia and Destiny. Like, I love the Tales series. Tales of Vesperia, the Definitive Edition, I need to go grab. I played the one on Xbox 360 back in the day, but I need to get that Definitive Edition. But Tales of Vesperia was the last one I actually played, and I like that one. But Tales of Arise, I'm happy, Jaron. I'm very happy only because this is the first time we're getting a Tales game for an actual, like, this generation's consoles. Yeah. Most of the time they do it, they always think about the last console. That's why those games are never at their peak of their graphics. So this one looks like this game looks phenomenal. A lot of people are like, man, this doesn't look like Tales. Like, yeah, it doesn't look like Tales because it's not holding back now. We're getting a full graphical PS4 and Xbox One Tales game, so this is gonna be awesome. And like the characters are looking really cool to me. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I can see your eyes lighting up.
Right.
I only played Tales of Symphonia. I really never played any of the other Tales games.
Oh man.
And that was Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube, and I'm still kind of working my way through. I like the lore.
Yeah.
I don't know if the lore carries through each game, but
I will say this: like Tales have the kind of the same formula. You know, you do something, you have to do something to save the world. I get that. I get that. But I love just that environment and the characters, and that is my favorite RPG series of all time. And
okay, no, I dig it. My curiosity is piqued. I probably won't get it on launch, but I'll check it out.
Right.
I'll have to check it out.
Right.
But it's gonna compel me to get all the other Tales games though.
Yeah.
And that's expensive.
It
Especially
is.
Tales of Destiny 1 and 2.
Man, I wish they come out with a collection so we can get these old ones coming back up.
Easy money. We were
Right.
just talking about that during the break. So much easy money on the table.
What stand out to you, Jaron? What games stand out to you?
Oh man, I have to say, Watchdog Legions just came out of nowhere on me.
I think it came out of nowhere with everybody.
Yeah,
They thought it was just gonna be just a Watchdog 3.
Yeah, and I haven't even played Watch Dogs 2. I played 1. I did a whole completion thing on 1. Haven't played 2, but I lost interest. But 3, the concept, if the concept is sound, I like where they're going with that. There is no one main character. There's a main storyline, but there is no one main character.
Mm-hmm. You feel like that should have been something that should have been like the first game should have been like everybody's connected.
Honestly, the first game had a good concept. They hyped it up too much and they didn't follow through.
Well, I'm asking you, do you prefer the format of still one person that can control everything forward, or would you like to have like everybody connected and you can choose whoever you want?
I like the ensemble.
Okay.
I do like the ensemble.
Okay.
Do I think it would have worked with 1? Honestly, the way they executed 1 in general, I don't think it would have worked even if they did it.
So you're saying if it was the first game, like the first Watch that ever came out, and that's the system they did, you don't think that would have been good?
Because it would not have been able to implement it well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have loved to have seen it if they could implement it well.
Okay.
But they barely implemented the system they did in the first one. The first one was formulaic AF.
Okay.
So I heard 2 was better, but I don't know yet.
I think 1 left a lot of people's bad taste, and it didn't get the best press when it first came out and all that stuff, and then people just skipped 2. And 2, I heard 2 was the game that people should play because it felt like that here's a character that's having fun with the technology instead of this one character in the first one that took it too seriously. Like,
well, they listened to a lot of the criticism too. That's what I feel.
Well, I think to me with Watch Dogs is like if I had a phone that could do everything, I would automatically feel like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
Not for like revenge. I'm like, it's like if you ran into and found it, like it's like Disney blank check.
So, exactly. And it's like, 3 or Legion looks like they're going to try and strike a balance between the fun and the seriousness, because we're talking about a dystopian, not too far from the future dystopian society.
I'm curious how big they're going to make London.
It's post-Brexit London.
Yeah,
so
we'll see. That's an interesting future to look at.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's not terribly far. It's plausible. It's a plausible future.
Yeah,
that's what makes it scary. It's plausible.
Yeah, Curtis.
Final Fantasy VII
There we go.
remake.
There you go. Right on time. Right on time.
Yeah, that train's never late.
Right, and they jumped out of it. Anyways, go on.
I love that your prediction came right. They came out swinging with Final Fantasy VII remake.
Did I say that was coming to the first thing?
You said at the beginning or in the middle.
Okay.
I think it was in the middle.
It was right at the beginning. They came out swinging.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I said, like they got to come in hard.
Because they came in hard. They laid down a lot of facts about the first part being all in Midgar.
That is so weird to me, Curtis.
That is too. Before we started recording chat, before you had got here, Jaron and I was like, when you look at that, that was maybe 3 to 4 hours in the original game.
We literally,
Yes.
I had
Yes.
I had RGS Stacy and Stephen Hawkey's over here yesterday because we were talking about our podcast that we were working on.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, I asked them like, how long are you actually there? And they said, if you speed run that, an hour.
Yeah.
But if you're taking your time 3 or 4 hours, like, what can you do for a whole game of Midgard? Like, it feels like we're getting a director's cut. Like, here's some stuff that they did behind. So I was asking, like, are we going to learn maybe more about the Turks or anything
there's so much to explore there. You can learn more about Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. Because
That's
they
getting
implied
fleshed out more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they implied there was a connection.
The actress for Jessie, Erica Lindbeck, she voices girl from Your Lie in April. Will love that series. She voiced Black Cat from Spider-Man.
Okay.
After E3, her NDA was up, so she obliviated more. Like, oh, Jesse has a full backstory. Like, they delve into more of the history of Avalanche. Because her NDA expired, so she was finally able to talk about this a little bit,
and that's good. I
wanted
so
that, and at the same time, it's like, oh, girl, I hope you know what happens to your character because it is so sad.
So do you like the battle system of the switching
I like
people
the
around?
marriage between the 15 free roaming combat to the active time battle, like the menu.
Okay,
I like that marriage between those two. I think it's an honorable attempt to please both sides.
Okay.
Not everyone's gonna love it.
Uh-huh.
I actually like it a lot.
Okay.
It doesn't make you feel too powerful because they had a lot of time to merge some of 13's combat in with the paradigm shifts, like you're switching characters, which I think is cool. Going on further was 7 too. My manager at McDonald's, she follows me on Facebook too. My Facebook's mostly about 7 and Dragon Quest. He's like, oh my god, I remember where I was when Eris died. And we started like, oh girl, I have 10 minutes left on my shift. I will talk hours about that game.
Won't, trust me, that won't be till 2023 before you find that out.
That's the other thing. People are saying, everybody's going to be partly retired by the time the end of the game comes out, or they do a collection.
But let me ask you this. So, do you think they're going to change up the ending of the first one? Like, at the end basically was and if you're really haven't played it, I'm sorry, spoiler, but the motorcycle scene, the way that it helped us, if I'm correct, that was the way they end up leaving Midgard. Right?
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, do you think they're going to end it on that, or do you think it's going to be something different they're going to pull out?
I'm really not sure.
Okay.
Because they have to leave Midgar at the end of the game.
Because Red 13 won't be introduced until the end of that then, right?
They're still in Midgar at that point.
Well, I'm saying, like, wasn't Red 13 in that miss of going with them as he was on the motorcycle?
Yes.
So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way in that whole game that Red 13 will ever join you, right?
No. So if the whole thing is in Midgar and it's 2 Blu-ray discs, I think there's a chance he'll be introduced.
Well, I guess I'm saying, is he going to be a playable character? Because Cap Sid was there too, but like I don't know they're gonna be that. Sid definitely not gonna be there.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Red 13 was playable as you were leaving Midgar.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So
I think he will be playable in the first episode, air quotes.
I challenge that man. I think he's gonna be playable to the end because he was playable after they headed out and hit the field.
And see, I wonder what about the story rewrites that they're gonna do, make him available earlier if he escaped the Shinra building.
I mean, that's the thing. He joins your party when you're captured or in the Shinra building.
Okay.
I
guess maybe I feel like it's a waste of time to have him just join at the last minute.
Well, yeah, but once again, they have so much they can expand on. So much they can expand more on Hojo, the President Rufus, Shinra's son, Rufus.
I did say a long time ago, like, I want to replay 7, but I don't want it exactly by the book as the first one. So I understand as long as you get to the points that is important. I want a different way to do it. Like, maybe a different way to meet Eris. Maybe a different way to deal with certain situations. Like you said, like, you do meet Red 13. Maybe you get to meet him earlier. That'd have been an awesome little turn to it.
I mean, well, also think about what's come out since Final Fantasy VII, originally Final Fantasy VII. We've had Dirge of Cerberus. We've had
Crisis Core.
Mm-hmm. We've had Advent Children, which that would be so cool if they added that as part of the episodic.
There was a cell phone game about the Turks.
There was a cell phone game about the Turks. I forgot about that. There was so much that came out that expanded the lore. And now they have a chance to do this remake.
Tie it in.
They could shove all of that in there, and that would bloat the game out.
I feel like that the whole game a whole Midgar saga should have been in the first disc, and then the next saga could have been on the second disc. Like, yes, you're saying you're putting them all on. It's big enough. It's putting on 2 discs. Okay. I think it's the reason why is because the world's is big. That's it. But story wise, I feel like, dude, you could. What's the second disc gonna be? What's really what it is? It's all about on the road. That's what the second story is. Everything's on the road.
They're going to go to Calm. Cloud's going to explain his stuff. They're going to do whatever to get past the Chocomo Midgar Zolom. And I think the second disc, well, if they're doing episodic, I think it's going to end before they get to the.
It might be a trilogy. I feel like it's going to be a trilogy. Like, second one's going to be the travel in the land, and the third part is going to be like strictly focused on Sephiroth. And the backstory and the nightmares, maybe. I don't know.
If they really want to shut people up, what you do is if you make it episodic, you make it yearly episodic.
Yeah.
And each one is like 2 to 3 discs. And yes, like you said, the first 2 discs are based on the first PS1 disc of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And that ends like what? When did that end around?
The first disc?
June? No.
The first disc on the original system ended with Aeris's death.
Yes. Okay. So there you go. End it with Aeris's death.
You know, it would have been a big.
And that would be it would
have been a better surprise if they said like, "Hey, the first part 1 is March 3rd, 2020. The second one is in fall.
Yeah,
2020. That would I think would made a lot of people happy because if it's yearly. If you believe that, I think it's going to be every 2 years. I'm just going to be honest with you, but.
Maybe
I could be wrong, but they have a lot of stuff they're working on.
And they got generations.
If they put Kingdom Hearts in the doorway for a little bit and focus on Final Fantasy, I will agree with you.
And what's development time too? 7 had 7 characters. 2 of them you couldn't even have the option of completely skipping. If you're making a combat system for each one of them to fight differently, handle different.
Yeah.
Tifa's gonna, and you can see she fights a lot different than Cloud.
Right.
Barrett's definitely different because of his gun. So Vincent's going to be a gunslinger like Barrett with the hand pistols. Sid's going to be more melee like Cloud. Yuffie's probably going to be a nice balance.
Yeah.
Between and haven't even seen combat footage with Aeris.
and
Aeris, you would never strike physical attacks with her. She was your black mage as well as your white mage.
I mean, if depending on how you leveled her, I made her a fighter.
You made her a fighter,
but I was a bastard.
Okay,
right.
And last thing about 7 remake, I can definitely see why they employed CyberConnect 2 at the beginning. Anyone who's played a Naruto Ninja Storm game, you know about the giant battles against Gamabunta, and you watch the Guard Scorpion. It's okay, that makes sense why you went to CyberConnect for these big boss fights, and then they got rid of that But yeah, it was very impressive. Buying it, I don't care.
I mean, I look at it this way: how many years is it between actual Final Fantasy entries? It's almost 5, 6, 7 years between games. So the fact that we got Final Fantasy 15 2 years ago, and we got content for it, it's done now, and we're also getting a remake. Tentatively March 3rd.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they've been working hard, and since they announced the remake, 4 years ago?
Yeah,
they announced the remake 4 years ago, and they've been messing with it ever since.
But what the devil's advocate part of that too, just because that one doesn't mean there was a bunch of Final Fantasy spin-offs. 16 could be in the making of it. There's other spin-offs of Final Fantasy on handhelds or Switch that can be coming out for it.
Yeah.
Look how long 15 and Kingdom Hearts took. 15 took literally almost more than 10
Speaking
years.
of spin-offs, there was the Dissidia NT.
Yes.
10 years for actually Kingdom Hearts and that to come out.
Pocket edition.
Pocket.
I'm hoping that 7 doesn't get around that. But anyways, we're spending too much time with that. We got the point.
It's a hot topic.
I know. So for me, I'm gonna go with Luigi's Mansion 3. I think that game looks really cool.
No, it's definitely a get. It's a
I played Dark Moon. I wasn't a big fan of the not episode, but level to level. I'd rather just be like the first one. Like you're stuck in the one full thing, find secrets.
Metroidvania.
But Luigi's coming in hard. Like he's smashing those ghosts up and everything. Like Luigi had enough.
Yeah, this is a vacation. Now you took my friends, you took my brother again. Oh hell no.
Wouldn't it have been awesome if it was Daisy that was with them instead of Princess
That's
Peach?
The thing. I would love to see Daisy added more into the Mario lore. I mean, when's the last time she was in the Mario lore? Like Mario Land 2, Mario Land 1.
Or how awesome was Waluigi was part of this ghost thing.
Wouldn't
that be an awesome twist that he was the person that's behind all these fun ghost things and stuff like that? That'd be awesome, fun twist little things.
Yeah.
Some of these characters that weren't just relegated to Mario Party and Mario Tennis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
I know it looks really good. I'm hyped for
the two-player, the co-op thing.
But now, as Curtis is Final Fantasy VII, I'm a big Platinum person, so Astral Chains looks amazing to me. And for people who don't know, it looks like a sci-fi, cyberpunkish, cops, where it's you and a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your partner can turn into different different, like, I want to say robotic kind of creatures or something like that, but you and your partner fight together and you're all chained up and you can use your partner as a weapon and all this stuff. It just looks really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's because I just know Platinum knows how to make great action games, so I just know like what they throw out there is just going to be like, it's going to be fun, and it's on the Switch. So,
yes.
And that looks awesome.
The fact that, there's nothing about Bayonetta 3 that was announced.
That was another thing that got me. I was like, wow, because they announced it at the VGAs the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Bayonetta 3 is coming.
Yeah, but they did address it. There was a thing. It was like, if you haven't heard from us, we're working hard at it. Don't think that it's not complete. So they came out and talked about that.
And I mean, honestly, they didn't even have to say that. Most reasonable people understand that if you're smart, you're not going to just talk about something if you have nothing to show for it all the time. And that's what I like about Nintendo's presentation in general. They don't show stuff unless they have, concrete presentation. They can actually show video. The fact they announced that sequel to Breath of the Wild. I don't want people listening thinking we slept on that. We know about that sequel to Breath of the Wild. The fact that it's a direct sequel to a Zelda game.
And we haven't had one since Ocarina of Time with Majora's Mask.
Yeah, or Link's Awakening with Link to the Past.
Yeah, or the 3DS ones. The Hourglass, Phantom Hourglass.
Spirit Tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that that's coming, they already have the engine built. They have the world. They can do. I predict we're going to see that in late 2020, early 2021.
Right.
Okay.
I agree with that. Of course, we know about Cyberpunk. I mean, there's enough to say. I mean, Keanu Reeves is on there. That's really cool and everything. One that really stand out to me. If you're a fan of Journey, Way of the Woods was interesting. That's that deer game about the deer with the. I don't know why. I think the Coke machine caught me interest because he kept ramming it and then they ate all that. Like, I kind of feeling this idea. It's kind of cool.
It's weird and it's good in a good way. It's weird in a good way. Think outside the box. I'm down. And now, my friend Pedro. Now, that one too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know, right? The banana. Yeah, that looks awesome. Now the one that got me interested, and it was just such a weird trailer. It was weird seeing it from Microsoft, but it was RPG Time: Legend of Right. Have you saw that one? It looks like a giant kid's like just doing these drawings. There's erasers and pencils everywhere. It looks weird. And if I played the music at the beginning, Curtis would say that's freaking Dragon Quest music because the beginning feels like Dragon Quest music. When I heard it, I was like, "Is this Dragon Quest?" I was like, "Square Enix is changing some stuff up," but like. I couldn't tell you. what the battle system or anything. It's a long trail, but like it looks like kid doodling and stuff like that. Like some of the action scenes, it's like kids drawing. I have to show you after this.
I saw a glimpse of it, and I mean,
I'll show you the trailer of it. It was so weird.
Yeah,
it is so weird.
Oh man, yeah. Ultimate Alliance 3. I know. I kind of.
It looks good.
It looks fun. It looks like it's going to beat the pants off of Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah.
It's coming out next month.
I know.
And the selection, I got when they were doing the Treehouse. They went to the selection screen. I saw there was like 30 plus characters.
Yeah, because the X-Men are now added to it.
Yeah, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Marvel Knights. You had Elsa Bloodwood or Blood something.
Right.
You had all the Marvel Knights.
Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Gwen. You had Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man Peter Parker. You actually had all these characters.
Yeah,
exactly. And who's to say they won't add other characters?
Yeah.
And I just like the fact that I could play that on the go, or I could take it to a friend's house and they could just hop in. That is perfect for the Switch. That is perfect.
Yes. Curtis, anything else stand out to you?
Uncharted: The Force Awakens. I mean,
the Star Wars game. I see what you did there.
You still gonna get it.
I'm still gonna get it. I liked the gameplay that they showed off. It really cried Force Unleashed though, but I don't know. I am Final Fantasy, Star Wars. I am a sucker for Star Wars Jedi games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it barely got maybe 3 seconds ago. They ate my money now.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they're showing more of the lore and the world. I like that. I like that they were showing more of the
character from
Saw Gerrera.
Saw Gerrera from
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
I did like the video they showed at the Microsoft and at the EA one.
Okay.
Yeah, because they showed him climbing on the AT-AT.
Yeah,
all this
yeah.
kind of stuff. So I like that a little bit more because the trailer from the EA one was more of like a mission of like, I'm not really in the mood for a mission. Just show me the big highlights. Like, why should I get this game?
Yeah,
and right there, it was like, here's the Uncharted.
Give me
That's what I want to see.
Yes,
Yeah.
give me the big set pieces.
Yeah, that's what I want.
And I hope those set pieces are playable. It's not, oh, okay, he boarded the AT-AT. Now it's just going to show him a video of clonking their heads together and he's just going to do something you can't have control.
Right.
Give me the control of that.
And it's cool because it's set around like, around New Hope and Rogue One,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
Rogue One, it's like one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
Yes,
So-
Rogue One was underrated. Rogue One didn't get enough love.
Right.
But one thing I hope that they bring back, I don't know if they will, but the Jedi mind trick is hysterical. If
Okay.
he ever plays Force Unleashed 2, just using the mind trick, having stormtroopers commit suicide or turn on their allies
Oh, man.
is the funniest thing ever.
I do like that little robot though. That little robot's
Yes!
pretty cool. They
Yeah.
do good. I don't know. Star Wars is good at making little sidekick robots for
That you
some
can sell
reason.
as toys later.
Right? They're just so cool.
Yeah, we'll be seeing those at the Disneyland Galaxy's Edge this fall.
Zombie 2. I'm sorry. Rainbow Six Quarantine.
Yeah, you mentioned that in
That
part
one I'm hype up. It's
I
3
wanna see
players
more.
only.
Yes.
Stuck in a quarantine. People can turn or go crazy. I'm hyped for that. Like a 3-player
Yeah.
just tight game.
I want
That
to
looks
see.
awesome.
I want to see more of that. I want to see if they add some twist to it, or if it's just another Left 4 Dead, Call of Duty zombies type bull.
Right.
I want to see if they kind of turn it on its head.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 players, yes, it keeps it nice and tight. It keeps it quick. So I'll pay attention. I'll pay attention to that.
Okay. Is there anything else that stand out to you, Jaron?
Honestly,
the Contra. Does it like? Are you feeling the Contra?
I mean, I'm going to get it eventually.
Okay.
The question is, will I get it before or after I get the Contra collection? The
Now wait a
anniversary.
minute. Actually, give me 12 minutes. That one was standing out. You were talking about that was to cause your interest, right?
I like the potential. It looks like it's going to do a little bit of that. You're breaking a time loop. You're trying to escape a time loop.
Yeah.
And
What'd you think of that, Curtis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It looks good to me. That was my biggest highlight from that one.
But I hope it. I want to see how deep the gameplay goes. And I don't want it to be another gimmick game. There's too many gimmick games.
I think it's just going to be that room and that's it.
I mean, that's cool. You can. I mean, hell, you did Silent Hill. The room. It was a room.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I want to see if they go deeper with that than
Okay.
just you got to break the time loop. You got to break the time. I want to see how smart they are with it.
Okay.
So if it's fun, if it comes to life. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, but that's pretty much it for me. I mean, mentioned it during the break, but it's kind of E3, but it
Go ahead.
wasn't at E3. Konami.
Yeah, go ahead. Drop it.
Konami throwing uppercuts. TurboGrafx 16 Mini or PC Engine Mini if you're in Japan. 5 games, including R-Type and Ease 1 and 2.
Wait, how many games are coming on this thing?
So far
5 hasn't been announced.
They announced.
I was going to say 5 games only.
I hope they go up to like 30 or 40 because there are a lot of.
They got to go big. They got to go big
Yeah.
with this thing. 'Cause
I know this is going to get me a little flack, but I hope they release some of the Working Designs games, like Kadash and Magical Chase, because right now you have to be just a rich MFer to actually even afford.
it's
Magical Chase.
weird too because like the Japan PC Engine is getting the Rondo blood, but
Yes.
the Turbo is not getting that.
Well, they didn't release it in America.
Yeah.
I mean, we technically got it with the little Castlevania collection last year.
Right.
But it would be nice if they did that. Cosmic Fantasy, one of the guys I watch on YouTube, Happy Console Gamer, he did a retrospective on Cosmic Fantasy. I did not know they went hard like that. Of course, Working Designs. So now I want to play Cosmic Fantasy.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Give us all the bonks. Give us all the bonks. Give us Air Zonk. Give us the shooters. Give us Blazing Lasers.
Yeah, I would really like
that.
that. I never got a chance to play TurboGrafx. This is a great chance for me to get my hands on that.
And TurboGrafx, so
I might get the PC too.
a Turbo, right? You probably could. I'm pretty sure most of the games you could play without even having to read Japanese. But TurboGrafx, buying it now for like people who don't want to emulate, the system itself on the aftermarket is still $200 or more.
Right.
The games are average $40 to $60. It's TurboGrafx didn't do well over here.
Yeah.
I had it.
But that was a rough market in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Well,
Everybody was throwing stuff out. I mean,
Well,
Apple
yeah.
had it pimping. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh god.
Panasonic had CD before anybody else and failed before Sega. Wait,
No,
who had it first?
Turbo had the CD stuff first.
Okay.
With the Turbo CD.
Okay. But, like, either way, they were a little bit ahead of the curve, and
Yes.
then it still did until PlayStation decided to do it.
Yeah, and well, I mean, the technology wasn't ripe yet.
Exactly.
Now, I think TurboGrafx, what will really sell it is, one, they put in a multi-tap that you can buy later, and two, Bomberman. Give us that Bomberman.
Yeah, because like now that Konami merged, well, Hudson has merged with them. Like you know, this is their chance to get all that
Hudson, NEC. Konami. Once again, IPs, dust them off.
Yep.
Are you, Curtis? Are you interested in the turbo and the PC engine? Is that something like I don't know if that's for me or
I might look into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If the price is right, if they come in at the magical price of between $70 and $80,
okay,
I'll buy in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's enough games in E3 for us. I want to say that it wasn't like the best year, because I think leaks ruined it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I didn't read the leaks, but yeah, I've heard they were.
But overall, it was still good.
Yeah,
I've seen
a lot worse.
Yeah, I think actually this year I wasn't wowed by, oh my god, surprises. Because if Final Fantasy VII came out announced it this year with a date and all this, it would have blew the roof off of everybody.
Yeah.
But since we already knew it, it was more like, it's about time you give us some
It's about
information.
damn
You
time.
know what I mean?
That crowd reaction was impressive.
It was the same.
Yeah.
It was the same year when Shenmue was
Oh,
got announced.
Shenmue 3. The reason we didn't talk about it that much because there wasn't much to talk about.
Right.
I made a meme of Tifa 24 hours ago at the E3
Nice.
conference. A million weebs lost their dignity.
But I want to thank all the people that listened to this episode. You know, thank you, Jaron. Thank you, Curtis, once again coming in to talk about this E3. This was a jam-packed episode. We tried to jam everything in at the time because the last episode we went a little bit too long. So I wanted to like jam this a little bit more into there and everything like that. But remember, you can always listen to all our other shows at the In-Game Boss program and network of gaming and other variety shows. Make sure you watch our show, listen to our show on Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, and iTunes. And Curtis's new show is actually part of the network now. He's partnering up with us, so definitely check it out for this month, every Sunday until July, where it becomes a monthly show from now on. Sunday Anime Chat, where he just picks a anime that him and Veronica enjoy.
And
they have
Lagan is this time. Is this one?
Was the
yeah. So I helped them with the logo and everything like that.
Beautifully done.
Good.
Thank you very much.
No problem. It took me some time. I was like, so what makes it anime? Like okay, a red X.
Yes.
It's like and so, but remember to check out all our shows. Leave a comment. But remember, we're on Facebook and Twitter. I'm always posting stuff on there, so don't hesitate to come and chat it up and everything like that. But by the time you listen to this episode, the next day is actually our first episode of the cabinet session. Now I mentioned it was a week ago, but you know we wanted to wait till E3 kind of settled down.
Yeah.
And so that I think is the 19th. That's a Wednesday, I believe. Yeah.
Yes.
So
we didn't want to take E3's thunder.
Right. So Wednesday, check out our first game that we'll be playing, Ninja Baseball Batman. Come there, enjoy watching the video, leave some comments and everything like that. We're just going through some arcade games. We love them. Listen to our conversation that we have and everything like that. It's fun, and we have more on from there. But with that, we will catch you on our next episode.
Peace out.
Bye.